Hey guys, Marvin here. I just wanted to show you guys. I was gonna tell you guys in class, but I think it's better if I just do this little tutorial video. Show you guys like a cool way to check your hookups and make sure everything lines up right. Um, and yeah, so it'll help you with your cycles, make sure none of that popping happens or any of the lag or um, and all that stuff happens. So basically here. You see my splines. I exaggerated a couple of them just to help show you a little more visually what it looks like when stuff like this happens, when stuff doesn't hook up right, when you copy things. Because a lot of times, if you just copy and paste, if you don't really check it, some of the things get passed that like, and you can't really see it, but it just doesn't look right. So here I have my splines here. All set up. This is a rotate on my hip, I believe. So basically, if you look at the let's see, hold on. If you look at the beginning and end, you can't really tell whether they're hooking up. I mean, on my Z rotate, you kind of tell from far away that they're not exactly set up right, but I did that for a certain reason. And that these are straight, and you can't really see what happens. You can kind of guess what they look like when they hook up, but just a really cool visual way I found that helped me to smooth things out when they hook up is basically this way. So you go here to your view, and you can hit infinity here, and basically what this does is it shows you what happens after. Basically, when it cycles around the hookup, it shows you pretty much what happens with the hookup. On this is what the default is. It automatically goes into a constant. So after those keyframes end, it just goes on forever. And I pretty much got this from. I mean, if you have cheating in Maya, it kind of tells you. But I found this little part of it, about it. Um, it's really helpful. So from here you go to curves and wait, let me select these guys. Go to curves here and plus infinity. This is basically gonna show you what happens if you let it go from your 20 frames to 40 frames to see what the cycle is. And one of the basic ones is cycle. Um, and you can just do this if your guys were already walking in place. Just go straight to cycle. And what that did is this, basically. It shows you what happens in infinity, happens with your cycle if it just like cycles around. And if you look really closely here, now you can tell that basically my hookups, this one's looking okay, nice and smooth when it hooks up to the other side. But my Z rotate is basically, it's not hooking up correctly. And on my Y, unless you really want it, it's not really smooth. It kind of jumps straight into the next animation, into the cycle. So what we can do here, well, first we'll fix this rotate Z, um, just by copying and pasting the attributes here to the one over here. Enter. And basically it hooks up perfectly. And and right here you can tell that they're not hooking up, so they're not smoothly transitioning into each other. And depending if you want to do it or not and want a smooth transition, and I generally do like a smooth transition because I don't want it to jump straight into the next animation mostly. So it looks kind of poppy sometimes. So we could just take those two tangents, so these two selected tangents here, and drop them into flats. And you see we got this nice smooth transition from one to the other. And do the same. We could do the same with this Y rotate. Take the two and then drop them into flats. And you got this nice smooth transition into the next one, the next animation. This also helps with like other type of hookups. Um, and it's just a really cool way to see um, to do other things. Um, I don't know. I could drop a couple more tips and tricks in here. that I found really useful as far as like post blocking, post um, copy pairs kind of situation. As far as editing after, I guess I'll just drop this in here since I'm making this video. Well, a cool thing to do, a little hotkey kind of situation, is if you want to edit this curve without it being augmented, you can hold I on your keyboard and then middle click. It gives you this little crosshairs, and you middle click and it'll drop a key in there without changing the curve at all, and then you can go and adjust accordingly. That's a cool little trick I found helped me in post blocking. A couple other things is keying. Let me have my rotate X and Y here, and say let me bring up my timeline. Okay, so here we go. We got these two things here. Now I brought up my translate and my rotate keys. Cool way to key gesture rotate, or you can key gesture rotate or gesture your translate or scale by holding shift and the corresponding hotkey. So if I wanted to just key my rotate and not my translate key splines, if you hold shift and press E, the regular rotate hotkey, it'll just key that, and mine set to auto, so it does this weird thing. And you could do the same thing with translate, which is W, shift, right, and you can see that that it just keyed my rotate and not my translate, as you can see. And you do the same thing with translate, as shift W, and it'll just key your translate. And also with scale, it'll do that with the R2. Those two things help me out a lot. And yeah, I don't know, you guys probably know this stuff already. I just wanted to see if, in case you guys didn't know, I just want to drop that little bit of knowledge, a little bit of help that I found while doing this cycle. And yeah, thank you guys for actually watching. I'll upload the link to the blog soon, and or the Dropbox. And you guys, yeah, and I'll email it to you guys. You guys can check it out. Thank you.